Hi guys, Fit and Finance Chick here again. In this video, we're going to be talking about how to get lower auto insurance rates. Okay, I am dedicated to this channel because I really do want to help people. I feel as though I am doing very well off in life and I can really help people who are in my age range and younger than me who are just now getting a handle on life and want to know how to go by improving their credit and improving their overall financial status. So, this video particularly is going to be on auto insurance rates. So, I'm going to give you guys the breakdown of auto insurance. I'm going to give you guys the reason why a lot of times your auto insurance is so high. And then I'm going to give you guys a rundown on where I started versus where I'm at now. And of course, I'll be including pictures and just proof of what I used to pay versus what I pay now. So I hope you guys enjoy this video and be sure to hit a thumbs up if you guys really like this content and appreciate these tips. And I am dedicated to providing you guys with more and more. So let's get right into this video. So we're going to get into the factors that play into a high auto insurance bill. Okay. These are in no type of order of importance, but these are the reasons why. So where you live at, if you live in a more city area, a more metro area, like for example, Miami, Dallas, New York, Atlanta, California, any of these areas, and that's not to say only those areas, but those are some examples. If you live in an area or a city that is very populated, then 9 times out of 10, your insurance rate is going to be a bit higher. If you're under the age of 25, I'm going to tell you why if you're under the age of 25 it's going to be extremely higher, because majority of wrecks and accidents are caused by people that are 25 and below. It may be 30 and below now, but 25 and below are the primary source of a lot of car accidents. So, of course, if you fall into that range as far as like a risk factor, you're a higher risk to these auto insurance companies. So they're going to charge you more. So we have that. We have age. We have where you live at. The third thing that you may not have thought about, but credit. A lot of auto insurance companies run your credit. For them, it determines how big of a risk you are as well. Your likelihood to pay your bill on time. So good credit demonstrates to these companies that you are a person who is highly likely to pay their premiums on time. So they have less of a risk worrying about you not paying your premium or not being able to keep up with your premium or whatever. So good credit is something that majority of auto insurance companies look at, especially in this current generation, in the generations to come. They look at your credit score. So the reason why my credit score used to be about $320 something per month and it was killing me is because not only was I younger, so I played into that risk factor age group, but also because I did not have any credit history at all. So they did not know if I was a liability or not. So to protect their company, to protect themselves, they charge me a higher rate so that I'll be able to make sure, so they'll be able to make sure that regardless, they're not in a risk type of position. Okay? So, and also I stayed in Miami. For those who don't know about Miami, have not stayed in Miami, or have not stayed in a metropolitan area or a city, a more busy city, you know that there are multiple car accidents every single day. Okay, some due to drinking under influence, some and most due to just not paying attention, being distracted by cell phone use and texting and things of that nature. So I lived in Miami. I was in that risk age group, And I did not have any credit at all. So because of those factors, my insurance was $320 something per month. And it did experience a phase where it started to decrease, but it only decreased by probably like $2 to $3 a month. So at the end of my 6 month installment plan, or my 6 month premium, I would go from like 324 and I would end up at like 311 or 313 at the end of my, it wasn't enough to where I felt like, okay, a boulder is being lifted off my back. So I'm going to tell you guys how that changed. Okay, so of course that was, about 2 years ago, a year and a half ago. So I'm not much older than I was then. Of course I'm older, but I'm not much older. So I still fall into that risk, that risk type, that risk group, that risk age group that I was telling you guys about. I still fall into that group, but let me tell you something that has changed and has made a big significant change on how much I pay per month for full coverage car insurance. So, my credit. When I first started, I had no credit. I'm not saying I had bad credit. I had no credit, no proof of any credit, no proof that I could pay things back, that I would pay on time, just absolutely nothing. So they really stepped out on a limb for me. Okay, so let me tell you guys what happened. So I established my credit probably about 6 months after I got my car insurance. Okay, I mean 6 months after. Okay, I said it right. So I established my credit. I'm sorry, guys. About 6 months after I got my car insurance. Okay, so I've been doing right by my credit, paying my credit on time, making multiple payments per month, keeping my credit utilization under 30%, and keeping my hard inquiries, to a minimum, non-existent. I've been doing really good by my credit, and my credit is now in an excellent range. Okay, my credit is well over 700. So with that being stated, when I decided to start my new premium, I was quoted $107, guys, for full coverage insurance. So I went from having to pay let's just say a median pay of $315 per month to only $107 per month, guys. I did change insurance companies, so that does play a part, but I won't say it plays a significant part, because of course you can shop around and get different quotes. But at the end of the day, if you have no credit, or if you have bad credit, don't look for much of a significant quote with different insurance companies. So what it boils down to is the reason why I was quoted such a phenomenal amount for full coverage car insurance is because my credit went from no credit to well over 700. So this is why I try to stress to people, and I try to tell people that your credit matters and your credit is very important. Now, I'm not stating that you have to go out there and rush and get credit, because again, you can have credit, but if you misuse your credit and you abuse your credit, you will mess up yourself worse than you did, by not having any at all. So it's not to say go get credit, but make sure you get credit and you use your credit correctly. You don't abuse your credit. You want to build your credit score and overall just be favorable as far as your credit score is concerned, and it will affect your life in better ways. Okay, you get lower quotes on your insurance, your medical insurance, your car insurance. You get lower quotes sometimes paying rent. If you rent a house, you can kind of bargain better. It's just a way for lenders and for people to know that you are a good person to take a risk on, that you have demonstrated your ability to pay bills on time, and that's something that's very important. Just think about it. If you were a person and you were giving money to someone, wouldn't you feel more comfortable with giving your money to someone that has a